If you're into airsoft, PCP rifle hunting, or paintball, you know how tedious it is to pump for half an hour instead of just plugging in a cable. Today, we're breaking down the 6 best PCP compressors on the market, from budget-friendly options to models that are actually worth the investment. All links are in the description below. Let's get started. First up is the GX Pump CS3. This compressor earned its reputation for one simple reason: it just works. It features adjustable auto stop up to 4,350 pounds per square inch or 300 bar. You can plug it into your car battery or wall outlet, and it has a 250-watt motor that stays cool under pressure. The best part? It's remarkably quiet at around 75 decibels, so you can run it indoors without disturbing anyone. It fills a 480 cubic centimeter bottle in 7.5 minutes, which is just enough time to load your magazines. It runs for 30 minutes, then needs a 20-minute rest. It's perfect for bottles up to 1.5 liters. Imagine this scenario. Saturday afternoon, you're out in the field with friends playing airsoft, you run out of air, plug the CS3 into your car battery, and 10 minutes later all your rifles are ready to go without having to pack it in. That's real convenience. This compressor is designed for PCP rifles and paintball, not scuba diving. If you're shooting standard rifles or running 2 or 3 airsoft guns on weekends, this is your sweet spot between price, portability, and convenience. Here's a critical detail most people miss: that 19mm screw on the base is your check valve. If your compressor starts losing pressure after months of use, just clean it with a rag and you're back in business. This can save you a call to customer service. Next is the Vivor. This is a smart pick if you're just getting started or watching your budget. It also reaches 4,350 PSI or 300 bar, runs on battery or standard 110 or 230 volt outlet, and features a digital screen showing temperature and pressure, which is something even pricier models skip. The dual fan system eliminates the water lines and tubing mess, which is excellent for portability. It takes about 25 minutes to fill half a liter. That's slightly slower but totally solid performance. Fair warning though, those fans get pretty loud, so you might want to run it in the garage if someone's sleeping nearby. Here's an insider tip: if the fan noise bothers you, you can balance them dynamically and reduce the noise from 88 to 72 decibels with basically one screw and some adjustment. You can find tutorials on YouTube for this. This is perfect if you just purchased your first PCP rifle, or you're moving away from hand pumps and want to try an electric compressor without spending a lot of money. If you're only shooting once a week or running one airsoft gun on weekends, this totally gets the job done without breaking the bank. It's built for PCP rifles and paintball, and it does exactly what it promises. The Tuxing takes things up a notch with its LCD screen giving you full control. You can see pressure, temperature, and current all right there. It has a triple protection system that monitors pressure, temperature, and current, shutting itself down before problems occur. It fills 380 cubic centimeters in 6 minutes, which is lightning fast when you're competing and every second counts. The screen shows real-time data and the fan keeps cooling even after shutdown. It handles bottles up to 1.1 liters, which is more than the competition. Here's what they don't advertise: this model is officially rated for tanks up to 1.1 liters. That's bigger capacity than the CS3, but nobody mentions it in the basic specs. If you're running multiple rifles with bottles pushing a liter, this makes a real difference. If you're shooting several different rifles per session and want everything tracked on screen without stress, the Tuxing is your answer. This is for the serious shooter who competes and wants a compressor that gives you advance warning before anything goes wrong. It's built for airguns and paintball when you don't want any surprises. Now we have the GX Pump CS4i, and this is where things get serious. It has a 350-watt motor with 4-stage compression, and it maxes out at 5,800 PSI or 400 bar. That's way higher than everything else we've covered. But here's the real advantage: it runs 5 hours straight without issues thanks to its dual water and fan cooling system. It fills a 1.1-liter bottle in 27 minutes while only producing 70 decibels of noise. That makes it the quietest by far. It can handle bottles up to almost 7 liters like it's nothing, which is something the others simply cannot do. It needs antifreeze mixed with water at setup, which is a 5-minute job. Plus, you'll need to turn a knob every 5 or 6 hours. Here's an important heads up: the burst disc only supports 5,075 PSI or 350 bar out of the box. If you're regularly filling to 5,800 PSI or 400 bar, you should swap it for a 400 bar disc or higher. It costs about $10 and prevents a nasty surprise. Think about it this way. If you're shooting big bore rifles that consume air rapidly, or you have 4 or 5 rifles to fill daily, or you're running a club with multiple shooters, or doing professional paintball tournaments, this is your compressor, no question. This isn't just about specifications, it's about shooting for hours with zero downtime or waiting around. It's built for heavy use where other compressors would struggle and overheat. The Tudiving has a vertical design that saves floor space if that matters to you. It reaches 4,350 PSI or 300 bar, runs on battery or outlet at 110 or 230 volts, and features auto stop. Performance-wise, it's pretty similar to the Tuxing. Let me be honest with you, this model is basically a rebranded Tuxing TXES062. If you find it $50 cheaper, it might be worth considering. But if the price is close, go straight for the original Tuxing, which has better support in the United States and Europe. Honestly, this only makes sense if you're in a cramped apartment, a tiny storage closet, or you simply don't have floor space for a regular compressor. And vertical is your only option. If space isn't a deal breaker, get the Tuxing for better support and community. It's made for PCP rifles and paintball where vertical mounting is your only option. Let's wrap up with the GX Pump CS2, the original workhorse. It's the most basic in the GX lineup, with full manual control and zero fancy electronics. It has a 250-watt motor that goes up to 4,350 pounds per square inch or 300 bar, runs on battery or wall outlet, and uses fan cooling with no water system. It fills half a liter in 18 to 20 minutes. Compared to the CS3, the CS2 focuses entirely on simplicity. Fewer parts, fewer headaches, and easier repairs. Here's what veteran technicians will tell you. The CS3 is literally a CS2 with auto-stop parts added on. They have the same mechanical core, so the CS2's rock-solid reliability is in the CS3 too, just with extra electronics. This compressor makes sense in 2 scenarios. 1. You're old school and prefer manual control because you don't trust auto stops and like watching the whole process. 2. You want it as an ultra-reliable backup when your main unit has problems. For beginners, go with the CS3 with auto stop. The CS2 is for purists or as your emergency backup. So which one is right for you? Here's the bottom line. If you have 1 or 2 airsoft guns or a standard PCP rifle and shoot on weekends, choose the Viver if you're on a budget, or the GX CS3 if you can spend a bit more and want field portability. If you're shooting multiple PCP rifles, competing, or just want top-tier monitoring and protection, the Tuxing is your answer, hands down. If you're running big bore rifles that consume lots of air, filling 4 or 5 rifles daily, managing a club with multiple users, or doing professional paintball, the GX CS4i is a must-have investment because nothing else can keep up. The Tudiving only makes sense if vertical space is literally your #1 constraint. The GX CS2, only if you're a manual control purist or need a backup. Here's a pro tip that changes everything. Get a digital hour meter for about $15 and attach it to your compressor. You'll know exactly when to do maintenance instead of guessing, and your unit will last years longer without random failures. Ask yourself these questions. How many bottles per session? 1 or 2. Get the CS3 or Vivor. 3 or more? Get the CS4i. Standard rifles or big bore? Standard rifles? Get the CS3 or Tuxing. Big bore? Get the CS4i. It's that simple. One last insider secret. Brands like Omega Supercharger sell rebranded CS2 and CS3 units at triple the price. Same exact machine, different label. Don't pay for marketing, pay for quality hardware. Always add an external filter and bleed your valve after use. All links are in the description. If this helped, please like this video and subscribe for more honest reviews. Thanks for watching.